Every so often, a machine appears that changes what drivers believe is possible. Not through shocking numbers or flashy gimmicks, but through feel, balance, and relentless precision. It is built not to dominate headlines, but to teach the world what happens when engineering refuses compromise. This is a story about chasing perfection around every corner, about how design and racing philosophy meet in a single vehicle that blurs the line between road and track. It is a study in sound, grip, and control. A modern experiment in mechanical purity at a time when software rules performance. Beneath its sculpted shell lies decades of obsession, testing, and the belief that driving should still demand skill. If you care about what makes a car feel alive, about the evolution of performance in the digital age, and about why some legends are still made the old-fashioned way, stay tuned. Like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which automotive project you want to explore next. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 begins where most cars end. It takes a formula perfected over decades and redefines it by subtraction rather than addition. No hybrid assist, no artificial torque fill, no powertrain trickery hiding behind the badge. Just a naturally aspirated flat six revving toward 9,000 revolutions per minute, feeding a chassis honed on circuits where small mistakes cost seconds. Porsche approached the 2023 911 GT3 with a singular mission. Make it sharper, purer, and closer to its racing bloodline than any road car has a right to be. This car is not a marketing exercise. It is a thesis statement on mechanical honesty, executed with surgical precision. The development started deep inside Porsche's Weissach facility, where engineers used data from the 911 GT3 Cup car as a foundation. The challenge was not more speed. It was translating endurance race reliability and feedback into a machine that can endure daily driving without losing its edge. They built a suspension that shares architecture with the Cup car. A double wishbone front setup replacing the familiar McPherson strut, engineered for millimeter-perfect control. This change alone redefined how the front end communicates with the driver, making the car feel like it predicts your moves before you make them. The bodywork is a masterclass in subtle aggression. Every vent, duct, and crease has purpose. The swan neck rear wing, borrowed from Porsche's GTLM racing efforts, creates cleaner airflow underneath the wing surface, allowing greater downforce with less drag. It may look dramatic, but every curve was earned through countless laps and wind tunnel hours. Air exits behind the front wheels to reduce lift, and the underbody diffuser sculpts air like a musical instrument, tuned for grip and balance rather than vanity. Inside, the philosophy continues. The 911 GT3 2023 is not luxurious in the traditional sense. It is focused. Lightweight materials dominate the cabin. Carbon fiber, Alcantara, and minimal sound insulation. Yet, it is not stripped bare. Porsche knew that part of the GT3's identity is its duality. It must excite on track and remain tolerable on the highway. The controls have that signature mechanical weight. Each click of the switchgear reminds you this is built by engineers who obsess over tactile precision. The steering wheel, free of unnecessary buttons, channels road texture straight into your fingertips. Under the hood, or rather the rear deck, the 4.0-liter naturally aspirated engine remains the spiritual heart. Derived directly from Porsche's racing units, it produces over 500 horsepower, but numbers only tell part of the story. The true drama lives in the way the revs climb. The crescendo between 6,000 and 9,000 revolutions per minute is symphonic, alive, and mechanical. The individual throttle bodies ensure instantaneous response, and the engine feels so connected that throttle modulation becomes an art form. It's not about speed, it's about sensation, about rewarding precision and patience. For those who still appreciate the craft of shifting, Porsche continues to offer a 6-speed manual. It is not faster than the PDK dual-clutch system, but that is beside the point. The manual GT3 turns each drive into a ritual. Clutch engagement, rev matching, the brief pause as you slot the lever into gear. The PDK option, however, is its own masterpiece. Instant, predictive, and surgical. Whether manual or automatic, both serve the same goal: unfiltered connection. On the track, the 911 GT3 2023 moves with the confidence of something bred in competition. Turn-in is immediate. The car's front end grips and communicates like a dedicated race machine. Yet, the rear remains stable, thanks to refined aerodynamics and that precisely tuned suspension geometry. The result is a car that flatters skill but never fakes it. You cannot hide behind electronics. There is no artificial stability safety net waiting to catch every error. Instead, you are invited to engage, to improve, to earn every lap. Weight management was central to Porsche's pursuit of purity. The 911 GT3 weighs roughly the same as its predecessor, despite stricter regulations and added structural reinforcements. Porsche achieved this through obsessive attention to detail. Lighter glass, a carbon fiber hood, and forged components throughout the chassis. The center-lock wheels reduce unsprung mass, enhancing responsiveness during rapid direction changes. Even the exhaust system was redesigned to shave pounds while amplifying that signature wail. What truly separates the GT3 from other performance cars is its consistency. Many cars can dazzle for a lap or two. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 can deliver that thrill lap after lap, heat cycle after heat cycle. Its cooling system, drawn from racing experience, keeps temperatures stable even under relentless abuse. Brake feel remains constant, steering feedback unwavering. This predictability breeds confidence, and confidence breeds speed. There is a deeper purpose behind the 2023 GT3's existence: to remind the automotive world that progress does not have to mean automation. Porsche's engineers resisted the temptation to chase horsepower records. Instead, they doubled down on communication, response, and driver trust. In an age where cars predict and correct every input, the GT3 celebrates imperfection as the pathway to mastery. The 911 GT3 2023 is also a design statement. Its proportions stay true to the classic 911 silhouette, timeless yet muscular. The aggressive fascia and functional vents communicate intent without arrogance. It looks fast because it is. It looks refined because every millimeter was earned. This is Porsche design at its peak. Elegant, functional, and eternal. Beyond performance, the GT3 carries cultural weight. It is one of the last bastions of naturally aspirated, high-revving engines in a world marching toward electric silence. Enthusiasts know that owning or even driving one is like holding onto a chapter of automotive history that may soon close. That is not nostalgia. It is acknowledgement of rarity. On a winding road, the 911 GT3 2023 feels alive in your hands. The steering's precision borders on telepathy. The chassis dances between neutrality and rotation. The car invites commitment, rewarding smoothness, punishing sloppiness, and teaching patience. It turns every drive into a conversation. A feedback loop between human and machine that few modern vehicles can replicate. There is no comfort mode that numbs the experience. The adaptive dampers adjust for conditions, yes, but always preserve communication. Ride quality remains firm, not punishing, just truthful. It tells you what the tires feel, what the asphalt whispers. The reward is trust. The car never lies to you. This honesty defines the GT3. It is not built to impress through raw numbers or marketing slogans. It exists because Porsche believes there are still drivers who crave engagement over insulation. And in that belief, the 911 GT3 2023 becomes something rare. A modern car that respects the past while sharpening the future. It stands as proof that purity and progress can coexist, even in an era that often forgets the joy of simply driving. To understand why the Porsche 911 GT3 2023 stands apart, one must look at its core philosophy. Race car first, road car second. Porsche has long blurred this line, but with this generation, the boundaries nearly vanished. The engineers approached development not as a road project with track capabilities, but as a racing platform tamed just enough for license plates. That approach dictated every decision, from the suspension geometry to the materials chosen for the engine's internals. The powertrain of the Porsche 911 GT3 2023 remains the crown jewel. The 4.0-liter flat six, derived from Porsche's endurance racers, was not built for marketing numbers. It was built to survive hours of full-throttle abuse without losing composure. Each engine is assembled by hand, tested under extreme load conditions, and balanced to micro-level tolerances. The throttle response is instantaneous, the rev build-up linear, and the sound, a metallic shriek followed by a clean resonance, turns every acceleration into a sensory event. It is mechanical music in an age of synthesized noise. The transmission, whether you choose the 6-speed manual or the PDK, tells its own story of craftsmanship. In manual form, the shifter clicks with precision that feels engineered to the gram. In PDK guise, gear changes happen faster than thought, yet each one lands with satisfying mechanical clarity. There is no hesitation, no artificial lag, just a seamless dialogue between human input and machine execution. Aerodynamics define much of the GT3's personality. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 produces more downforce than its predecessor without increasing drag, a delicate balance achieved through relentless testing. The front diffuser and rear swan neck wing generate stability that transforms high-speed handling. On track, it feels as if the car carves into the tarmac. At road speeds, the aerodynamics remain subtle, serving efficiency and grip rather than showmanship. Porsche's approach is science meeting art. Visible, measurable, yet somehow emotional. Beneath the surface, the suspension tells another chapter. The double wishbone front setup borrowed from Porsche's racing program is revolutionary for a 911. It completely changes how the car communicates through the steering wheel. There's more immediacy, more front-end grip, and a distinct feeling of unity between chassis and driver. The rear axle steering system fine-tunes agility, helping the car pivot sharply at low speeds while offering rock-solid stability during high-speed cornering. The result is a machine that feels smaller, lighter, and infinitely more precise than its numbers suggest. Every 911 GT3 generation refines feedback, but the 2023 model feels different. Alive in ways that suggest constant evolution rather than simple iteration. Porsche's team did not chase lap times for bragging rights. They chased consistency. Nürburgring testing confirmed that even after extended sessions, performance remains stable. Tire temperatures stay balanced, brake feel consistent, and the driver never fights fading systems. It's not about one perfect lap. It's about every lap being predictable and rewarding. Weight control continues to shape the GT3's identity. Porsche resisted adding unnecessary technology, focusing instead on purity and precision. The carbon fiber hood, lightweight glass, and forged wheels contribute to an ideal weight balance. The result is a car that reacts instantly, rotating around its center with razor-sharp accuracy. Even the battery was redesigned to reduce mass while maintaining cold crank performance, an example of how deeply Porsche obsesses over details unseen by most owners. Inside the cockpit, Porsche blended minimalism with function. Every element exists for a reason. The instrument cluster prioritizes the tachometer, the drive mode selector allows quick adjustments, and the steering wheel's texture ensures grip under high load. The digital components support the experience rather than dominate it. Porsche understood that true connection requires removing distractions. The driver remains at the center, surrounded by tools designed for clarity and purpose. When pushed hard, the 911 GT3 2023 rewards precision. The steering remains calm under braking. The rear tires dig in under power, transferring grip efficiently. The aerodynamics make the car feel glued to the surface, yet never heavy-handed. You sense the balance shifting delicately through corners. Small corrections yield big rewards. This is not a car you conquer. It's one you learn to harmonize with. The more you understand it, the faster it becomes. There's an interesting paradox in the Porsche 911 GT3 2023. It is both intimidating and approachable. For seasoned track drivers, it's a scalpel. Clean, deliberate, and endlessly consistent. For enthusiasts, it's a teacher. Demanding respect but rewarding effort. That dual nature is what makes it special. It democratizes racing precision without diluting it. Porsche also recognized that modern performance cars face new challenges. Stricter emission standards, noise regulations, and consumer expectations for comfort could have diluted the GT3 experience. Instead, Porsche adapted intelligently. The engine meets global standards without resorting to forced induction. Active valves manage exhaust flow to maintain the signature sound while complying with limits. Adaptive dampers soften rough roads yet stay firm enough for track work. It's engineering diplomacy executed flawlessly. The braking system is another highlight. Porsche's carbon ceramic option remains one of the most balanced setups in the industry. Immense stopping power without unpredictable bite. Even after heavy use, pedal feel remains consistent. On the standard steel brakes, modulation is equally refined, proving that technology and tradition can coexist gracefully. Beyond the mechanics, the GT3 embodies a philosophy. It reminds drivers that progress is not just about acceleration times or horsepower figures. It's about how a machine communicates emotion. Every detail, from the resistance of the steering to the texture of the pedals, contributes to a dialogue. Porsche crafted a vehicle that listens as much as it speaks. The 911 GT3 2023 also acts as a bridge between generations. For longtime fans, it echoes the simplicity and rawness of early models. For newcomers, it showcases modern performance without artificiality. That balance ensures relevance in a market increasingly dominated by automation and electrification. It's not nostalgia, it's continuity, a living thread connecting past and present. On a technical level, Porsche's use of computational modeling reached new heights. Engineers simulated airflow, suspension dynamics, and tire wear in virtual environments before physical prototypes hit the track. This process reduced development time but never replaced human feedback. Professional drivers were integral to tuning, ensuring the final product retained organic character. The marriage of data and instinct defines Porsche's modern engineering approach. Driving the 911 GT3 2023 is an exercise in trust. Trust that the brakes will hold, that the chassis will respond, that the car will do exactly what you ask. No more, no less. Few machines deliver such predictability. The sensation of steering through a fast corner, feeling the tires work beneath you, and hearing the engine's crescendo behind your head is an experience that transcends numbers. It's driving distilled to its essence. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 is not simply a faster car. It is the culmination of everything Porsche has learned about translating motorsport into road-going form. This segment of its story focuses on consequence and meaning. How the GT3's relentless precision shapes not just driving, but the larger conversation about what performance means in the modern world. Porsche has refined this machine to such a degree that it challenges our assumptions about progress. Is evolution defined by digital intervention, or by perfecting the mechanical conversation between driver and car? The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 answers that question every time its engine starts. The naturally aspirated flat six stands as a counterpoint to the trend of turbocharging and electrification sweeping through performance brands. It breathes without filters, delivering an immediacy that no turbo or motor can replicate. The sound is part of the communication, each gear change marked by precision and character. This defiance of convention carries risk: higher development costs, stricter emissions targets, and smaller profit margins. But Porsche accepts that price to keep the car true to its spirit. That integrity becomes its identity. On track, the 911 GT3 2023 transforms physics into poetry. Every input matters. Every movement is mirrored in the chassis with honesty that borders on telepathic. Few cars maintain composure so completely when pushed to the limit. The aerodynamics, once the domain of race-only machinery, now serve the driver on public roads without demanding compromise. The car's grip builds confidence, allowing exploration of its limits in a way that feels organic rather than electronic. It is a masterclass in predictability. For drivers, this predictability has psychological depth. It fosters confidence, not arrogance. You do not conquer the GT3, you collaborate with it. Each lap teaches you something new about weight transfer, brake pressure, and throttle balance. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 makes skill measurable again in an age when traction control often hides mistakes. It brings back the sensation that your performance matters, that improvement is earned, not programmed. In long-term ownership, the GT3's consistency becomes its most valuable trait. Its components, designed for endurance, maintain performance year after year. Porsche's reliability testing ensures the car can handle thousands of high-stress miles without deterioration in feel. This is not just about durability. It's about preserving the purity of experience. The car behaves the same way on its 1000th lap as it did on its first, offering stability that builds long-term trust between driver and machine. Beyond the garage, the 911 GT3 2023 has cultural impact. It has become a symbol for enthusiasts who value the tactile and the real. Its presence on roads and circuits reminds people that performance can still be personal. In an era where electric acceleration redefines speed, the GT3 redefines engagement. It does not compete by outrunning electric rivals. It competes by outfeeling them. The sound, vibration, and mechanical connection create a sensory completeness that no instant torque can imitate. This emotional resonance extends to design. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 is both sculpture and instrument. The proportions respect tradition. The classic 911 profile remains, but the details communicate evolution. Functional aerodynamics replace cosmetic excess. Form follows purpose. Beauty emerges as a byproduct of efficiency. When you see the GT3 in motion, you sense harmony between design and function, a balance that few manufacturers achieve without compromise. The driving community recognizes this harmony as rare. Track enthusiasts speak of its precision. Daily drivers appreciate its civility. The GT3 adapts, not through digital trickery, but through inherent balance. It can cruise at moderate speeds with the same grace that it attacks corners. That flexibility is what makes it more than a race car. It becomes a companion, capable of transforming every journey into something deliberate and rewarding. As Porsche looks ahead, the 911 GT3 2023 represents a pivot point. It acknowledges that the future will be electric and connected, yet it refuses to abandon the essence of mechanical connection. This car bridges eras. One foot in tradition, one in innovation. Its legacy will not be measured by lap times alone, but by the way it preserved humanity in a landscape leaning toward automation. Driving the Porsche 911 GT3 2023, you feel something increasingly rare. Control that is absolute yet approachable. You sense weight shift, tire grip, air pressure, and engine rhythm all working in unison. Each corner becomes a study in coordination. Each straight, a reward for patience. It's this feedback loop. The driver refining the car refining the driver. That elevates it from mere transport to art form. Critics often debate whether the GT3 still belongs on public roads, arguing that its capabilities exceed what most will ever use. But that argument misses the point. The GT3's existence is not about exploiting limits. It's about knowing they exist and respecting them. It's about potential realized through restraint. The fact that a car so capable can still feel approachable is perhaps its greatest engineering achievement. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 also carries an emotional weight for the brand itself. It embodies everything that makes Porsche unique: precision, endurance, and an almost obsessive relationship with driving feel. Within the company, engineers often describe the GT3 program as a sacred responsibility, a promise to enthusiasts that Porsche will never forget where its greatness comes from. That mindset ensures continuity, even as the automotive landscape evolves around them. In a future filled with silent propulsion, the memory of the 911 GT3 2023 will remain loud in the best sense. It will be remembered not just for its lap records, but for its refusal to compromise what it means to drive. Owners will recount moments on mountain roads, racetracks, and early morning commutes where the car's feedback turned the mundane into something transcendent. It leaves a legacy not of excess, but of excellence. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 represents the final synthesis of an idea born decades ago: that performance should be human-centered. Its mechanical heartbeat connects directly to the driver's intent. It proves that the greatest advancement in engineering is not complexity, it's clarity. Every component, every curve, every shift exists to serve that single truth. Porsche has not simply built another sports car. It has built a reminder of why people fell in love with driving in the first place. The Porsche 911 GT3 2023 ends up being more than a car. It becomes a declaration. It speaks to anyone who still believes driving is an art form, not a routine. Over the past 2 decades, each generation of the GT3 has pursued the same elusive goal: perfect communication between driver, machine, and road. And this model achieves that with a clarity few machines ever touch. It carries forward decades of refinement, engineering courage, and design restraint to deliver something profoundly human in a world of automation. When you step into a Porsche 911 GT3 2023, you experience how purpose can shape beauty. The seating position feels precise, the visibility deliberate, and the response immediate. Nothing feels wasted. Every movement of the pedal, every flick of the wheel, every gear change confirms that the car exists for one reason: to connect intention to motion. It is a rare feeling, And in that rarity lies its impact. This car does not isolate the driver. It amplifies the driver's senses until control feels instinctive. The legacy of the 911 GT3 2023 is not about horsepower figures or lap records. It's about how it reshapes expectations. It proves that mechanical engineering can still innovate without digital shortcuts. It shows that restraint can yield brilliance, that sound and vibration can tell a story technology alone cannot. Porsche has crafted a machine that respects the intelligence of its audience. It assumes you care about how things feel, not just how they look on a spec sheet. That respect defines its greatness. Culturally, the 911 GT3 2023 arrives at a crossroads. Electric performance cars are rewriting the rulebook, and autonomous systems are redefining what driving even means. Against that backdrop, this GT3 feels like both a time capsule and a prophecy. It reminds us that even when technology changes everything, emotion remains essential. As future generations of Porsche evolve toward hybrid and electric power, the principles behind the GT3, purity, precision, and feedback, will guide that transformation. The car teaches that progress without connection is hollow. Enthusiasts will remember the Porsche 911 GT3 2023 as one of those rare machines that made no excuses. It kept its naturally aspirated heart when others surrendered to efficiency. It offered a manual transmission when most brands abandoned it. It balanced track ferocity with road civility better than ever before. That refusal to compromise gives it timeless relevance. Decades from now, it will still be spoken of as a benchmark. A car that represented not just the best of its time, but the best of its philosophy. In the end, the 911 GT3 2023 is a lesson in priorities. It proves that in engineering, simplicity can be sophistication, and that a machine designed around emotion can still achieve perfection. Its sound, precision, and grace stand as evidence that the link between man and machine need not fade. The car becomes a vessel of memory, a final expression of combustion excellence before the horizon shifts to new forms of propulsion. That is the true impact of the Porsche 911 GT3 2023. It safeguards the meaning of performance. It reminds us that engineering brilliance is not just measured in data, but in the pulse you feel through the steering wheel. It's not nostalgia. It's continuity. Porsche has ensured that as the industry evolves, the essence of driving will not vanish. It will simply adapt, inspired by what the GT3 perfected. And for that reason, this car will endure, as a benchmark, as an icon, and as proof that perfection is not about complexity, but about clarity of purpose.